I was driving my kid to the orthodontist earlier today, and we were talking about the ICE shooting in Minneapolis. At the time, we did not know Renee Nicole Good's name, but now we do. So we were discussing the way that an ICE agent shot her in her car, and how Kristi Noem immediately put this spin on it, basically claiming that Renee was a domestic terrorist, that she attacked an ICE agent with her car. And George and I were discussing, like, this is the same shtick, the same line, the same script that Tricia McLaughlin and Kristi Noem have used over and over again throughout the last year. Anytime an ICE agent has shot somebody or rammed their car into somebody or brutalized somebody, they make the false claim that that person was attacking the ICE agent and the ICE agent was acting in self-defense. And in the last couple of weeks, there have been 2 cases that have been thrown out where ICE agents shot innocent people and then falsely claimed that those folks were terrorists or rioters who were attacking ICE, and ICE shot them in self-defense. One was a TikTok influencer named Richard L.A., and the other was a woman named Miramar Martinez. So ICE shot them, and then in an attempt to cover up for the fact that they done flipped out and shot innocent people, they tried to trump up these charges. And yeah, like George and I were talking about this in the car, like, are they not aware that we all have cameras? Like, literally everything is being filmed. So when they make claims like they did today, like immediately there's like 4 different camera angles that are easily disproving the claims that ICE is making. And yet Kristi Noem and Tricia McLaughlin, they continue to just double down on these like bullshit narratives. DHS continues to double down so far as to charge people with assaulting federal agents. And then the judges see the video evidence and it doesn't match the testimony from law enforcement. And then also there's like missing evidence that's been tampered with. And so these cases keep getting thrown out. And I guess part of it is DHS doesn't give a shit about lying through their teeth. They know that MAGA will lap up any of the propaganda that they are barfing out. But in the car today, George was like, what if this had all happened 30 or 40 years ago? Like, what if we didn't all have cell phones to document everything that's going on now? And I was like, oh, well, we should look at American history, because there's a long history of cops fucking lying about the things that they do, especially when they're panicky, when they're out of control, when they break the law because they're flipping out, when they want to get away with doing illegal shit. That's why we have body cam footage. That's why it's important that we all document. For me, like, I just... seeing what happened today with Renee, it just reinforces for me how one of the most important elements of resistance is that we, the American people, have got to be fucking everywhere documenting what ICE is doing. They don't want to be filmed. They don't want you to see their faces. They are trying so hard to prevent us from collecting evidence of the times they break the law, because they're breaking the law every fucking day. So as we're driving home in the pouring rain, I just was like, yeah, I think that this is probably one of the key ways that we are resisting fascism, and that we are making sure that we get justice in the time to come. Regular, ordinary, everyday people being out there with their cameras, being willing to film, which is why I get so angry when influencers like Chris Valenti are like, it's illegal to film ICE now. No, it's not. It's entirely legal. It is a protected First Amendment right to film law enforcement. They're breaking the law, and they don't want that fact documented. They want to be able to lie about what happened so that they can shoot you in the street, and then they can put you in prison for it. They are scared shitless of regular unarmed people. Middle-aged moms, like grannies and grandpas. They're afraid of us when we are entirely unarmed. All we have is a cell phone. All we are doing is documenting the truth of what is happening. And then when I got home and I was waiting for another TikTok video to upload, I saw Rachel's video in my feed. And I was like, oh, we're on the same wavelength about this. Now, keep in mind, Rachel filmed this video yesterday before everything that happened today, before an ICE agent shot Renee to death.
The Trump administration is sending 2,000 federal agents to Minneapolis. They're calling the largest immigration operation ever. There's a million different things that are demanding your attention right now, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. Donald Trump building out infrastructure to disappear people based off of identity markers throughout the country, the expansion of his private police force in doing so, these quote-unquote detention facilities often losing people. That is, in my opinion, the most important thing to be locked in on, not only because it is so serious, but because it is the place where you are most likely to be able to intervene in your day-to-day life. By joining rapid response groups, by getting comfortable with de-arrest tactics, by figuring out where your lines are.
Brilliant point, Rachel. And this is exactly what I've been saying for a long time. We have the ability to do the most good right in our own neighborhoods. We have the ability to enact the greatest resistance right outside our back door, right in our own cities, right where we are. And Rachel's point that the place that we can probably do the most good, the place that we can probably most vigorously and impactfully push back is by getting involved in Migro Watch groups, is by getting involved in resistance against ICE. Not only so that we can try and disrupt what they're doing now and protect immigrants now, but also because I think documenting for the time to come is really crucial. And not just like far off in the future, but right now, because there are people who are being brutalized by ICE, and then ICE is trying to claim that they were acting in self-defense, and then they're trying to trump up charges against people. So when we can show up and we can bring that video evidence, crucially important in defending against ICE and defending against tyranny and protecting people's liberty. So thanks, Rachel. Great point. Totally agree.